We've got others where it's that prevalent that they'll have two phones, and they really do try to keep their business and their private life separate.
Productions here, and welcome to the Business of Art. On this channel, I dig into all of the things that we need to help us build a business around our creative work. So tips, tools, strategies, interviews, mindset, whatever I can do to help share knowledge from people who know what they're talking about so that we can do business better and make money from our creative work. So if that is something you are interested in, please consider subscribing. This video is one in a series of over 15 videos relating to tax and finance for creative people in Australia. So this is specific to Australia. It is also general advice. Always, always, always seek specific advice about your situation in your region or country where you are. What I did was ask my creative network for a question that they would love to ask a tax and finance specialist, and then I bundled them all up and took them to Matt Tucker, the principal of Creative Crunches here in Brisbane. Creative Crunches is an arts-focused accountancy firm. They know what they're talking about when it comes to Australian tax law, tax and finance for creative people. But again, general advice. Always seek specific advice to your situation. Matt was super generous to donate his time. I cannot thank him enough for taking the time out of his day to actually sit and answer these questions for us all. So with that, let's dive in to today's question. How do I claim home office expenses?
All of this boils down to logbooks and records. So home office wise, you're looking for copies of leases, bank statement copies for evidence that you've paid rent. You're looking for floor plans that you've drawn up, and measuring out the particular space that you're using for work, business versus the total floor area. Do a proper considered measurement of those plans, and it needs to be a dedicated room. People just setting up a set aside some space in their lounge room, it's, you know, wanting to depreciate some of their lounge couch, that sort of stuff, it's not enough. It's got to be a dedicated space. But once you've done all that, that's how the claim gets calculated. The floor plan is like your Bible for the business percentage, and then the lease and bank statements is the evidence of the rent, or I guess mortgage statements if you're a homeowner and you're wanting to go down that pathway for claiming a percentage of mortgage interest and rates. It's just a bit, you know, the fundamentals are the same, just what you're actually expending is a bit different. In terms of internet and phones, any time that you've got an expense where there's a business and private proportion of something, it's up to you to try to determine what that proportion is and keep whatever records you can of a log of use. So the ATO would fundamentally expect the 12 monthly internet bills to be kept, 12 monthly phone bills to be kept. Mobile phone use might be going through an itemised call listing. A lot of people are on fixed plans these days and have to really drill into underlying call logs through their provider to maybe get access to that, or go through what would be a very annoying type of process to try to log when they're using that phone. But I guess even though from the client's perspective their feedback is that's really annoying and impractical, we would agree. The ATO is like, we're a regulator and it's a percentage and it's what you've just got to do, otherwise you've got no claim. For it to be valid, it's got to be kept for a month's worth of logging. Sometimes these days, I mean, we've got clients where their annual phone bill might be $16 a month, and if only about 20% of this is reasonably 30, whatever it might be, it's probably not even worth their while anymore bothering about it. Like, the actual claim is just not worth the actual trouble. So we've got some that just may say, forget it, I'll let that go through to the keeper now. Internet's probably a little bit different. But the more you're using that phone, you know, we've got other clients that are on, you know, plans of $120 a month. So it's a completely different ball game. We've got ones that will deliberately keep plans in place so that they've got at least a mechanism to run through that itemised call sheet for at least a month. We've got others where it's that prevalent that they'll have two phones, and they really do try to keep their business and their private life separate.
There we go. Thanks again to Matt Tucker from Creative Crunches for taking the time to answer these questions. If you have a tax and finance question of your own that you would like to ask, please pop it in the comments below and I will do everything I can to get that answered, or link you to one of the other videos where it may already have been asked and answered. Also in the description below is a link to the playlist that contains all of these tax and finance questions, so you can dig through there and see if your question has already been answered. And of course, it would be fantastic if you could like this video, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, if you got something of value out of this, there is a good chance you will know somebody else who can as well. Please share it with them, tag them in the comments, whatever you've got to do, pay it forward so that we can keep helping each other out. Thanks very much. I'll see you on the next one.